ready for what's coming.
Jackson Storm is part of the next generation of high-tech racers.
A rookie sensation, Jackson Storm. Jackson Storm.
Jackson Storm's in a class of his own.
Hey, champ. You had a good run. You have no idea what a pleasure it is for me to finally beat you.
Did you say meet or beat?
I think you heard me.
One way to think about an animated movie without lighting is that it's just a black frame, so there's nothing there. And so what we're doing is we're going in and adding all of the lights, of course inside the computer. But it's very much similar to what you would do in live action. You look around a room, you're like, there's light coming in through the windows, so we need to add that. We pick the color for it. And we also can say, oh, it's shining on some things and not others, which is something that we can do with CG. But in my role, I'm basically going in and looking at all of the sets and directing the lighting, saying, okay, we need to make it look foggy, or we need to, and in that fog it should be blue, or, and figuring out how we should light the characters. And then in the individual shots, making sure that the characters look as appealing as possible. As the viewer, you're looking where you're supposed to, and lighting does all of that, but in my role, that's what I'm doing, is directing that. We had new technology for this movie that we hadn't had for the other Cars movies, where the characters are getting real reflections off of the sets and one another. In the past, we had to fake that stuff so that they would look like they were, and it was something that we had to set up. Also, the lights cast more realistic shadows, more like what real lighting would do, whereas in the past, that was all something that we would set up and cheat. So now we're getting all this stuff from the set. What do you do with it? And figuring out what we should keep and what we should change, and then if we can change it, and if not, how do we augment that? So I think for me, and especially with this Cars movie, figuring out how to use the new technology and take advantage of it was the biggest challenge. Oh man, I have so many favorites. It's hard to say which one's my very, very favorite. I think one of the scenes that I really, really love a lot is when they're in the bar and they're talking about how HUD won against the rookie, and making that look like its own little movie within the movie, so it had its own feel that was different than the rest of the movie. I love those. When I see those, it's like a big opportunity. And we figure a lot of how that looks, we figure it out in lighting. So I'm talking with the production designer and the director and the director of photography for layout. We send pictures around to one another. Look at this old photograph from World War II, or look at this interesting, the way that this photograph looks. We ended up falling on looking at Technicolor and old movies, and also thinking about how a memory works and trying to plug into that, so it's not just a recreation of what an old movie would look like, but trying to make it feel like a memory. And I think that's a lot of fun, and we had one lighter do all of it, and it was really creative times. So there's a couple of things that I really love about Pixar. I love that I get to work on movies that I myself would want to see, and that I feel like have meaning for people. I think that that's a gift, to work on things. I've talked to people that are like, my favorite movie in the world is Finding Dory, or Inside Out spoke to me, I really feel like I relate to those characters. And these are adults, and I feel like also children. A lot of the Disney movies were really important to me when I was growing up, and I would sit around and try and draw Lady and the Tramp. And a lot of it fed into why I'm in this job now. So being able to give that back, I think, is really a gift. But also being at Pixar, I'm surrounded by people who think that. There are creative people who love animation, and I get to work with all of them. Like the HUD's Win sequence. I wrote the production designer from Inside Out, who's a friend of mine, and he wasn't even on the movie, and I'm like, I know you're into Technicolor. Can you help me? And he's like, oh, here's a bunch of websites, and he bought me a book. He's like, here's a book, and he was so excited. And I feel like I'm surrounded by creative people who are like this. And that also is a very, very cool thing. Oh, I've had the good fortune of working on the Toy Story movies, which I think are really cool. But I wish I'd worked on Up. I really feel like that was a really wonderful movie, and I wish I'd been able to work on that one. I don't know if that answers your question. I thought that it was so cool that she was female, and for me, it made the movie very personal. Not just because I'm a woman, but also because I've been mentored at Pixar, and in the movie I had someone that I was mentoring. And so And I thought Cruz was just so lovable and appealing and relatable and complex. And so I thought it was really wonderful that we had her in the movie, and it made the whole thing more personal for me.
Fast to storm, but you can be smarter.
Good luck out there. You're gonna need it.
I decide when I'm done.
You are not winning this.